is Chloe and Emily's Chemistry Corner, and today we're going to learn about salmeterol, this lovely molecule right here. We're going to learn how to make it.
Yay!
Let's go!
Woo! Salmeterol.
Woo!
Yay!
Is
Okay.
that it?
Go.
Okay. Hi.
Hey.
Hey, chemistry is about to happen here
Woo.
because we're making we're making this drug, and so we're gonna try and walk you through the steps as best as we can, and tell you how much we understood it. Which we're just beginners, so bear with us. So step 1 is a brominating step. So we're gonna try and brominate this starting product, or this starting reactant, with a brominating agent that would work. So step 1, brominating methyl 5-acetyl 2-benzyloxybenzoate with a suitable brominating agent.
Yay.
Step 2, reduction using Mama Bear. We're not sure where the reduction happened, so I think it's like here because this kind of went to that, and that's what I'm seeing as a reduction. But we see this and we're like, hey,
We know what that is.
Mama Bear.
Grr.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Great.
Great.
That's
Oh,
good.
amazing.
Just kidding. So step 3 is reacting with a base and a catalyst to obtain 4,16-bromohexaloxybutylbenzene.
Yep.
And so that is a great step that we sort of know about.
It was fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just know this happens, and so this is synthesis.
Thank you to Google.patent
Yeah.
for showing us this beautiful chemistry.
And then there's this step with K2CO3. Moving on.
Yeah. We love it.
Step 4, amination. We're learning about this. We just learned about this.
What? Crazy. So cool.
And then, so we do an amination step, and we get to here. I'm pretty sure this is the amination part. Pretty
Look at
sure.
that.
Notice I say pretty, not 100%, but pretty sure that's the amination part.
Oh, yes.
And we use PDCH2, which we know
Oh.
about. Remember from test 2 content when we used PDC and H2? Well, now
Tell me what hydrogenation is. Tell me.
this is hydrogenation. And it's step 5. So here we are to step 6, the final
step. Where we go from this.
So we go from this to this. And not exactly sure, I've never seen this before. Don't know what that is entirely. But what can we derive from this? Well, clearly there was...
No OH.
Yeah, clearly
OH group.
there was some reduction going on. Amide or amination. I'm pretty sure we just learned about that. So, oh, heck, light bulbs. I'm pretty sure you could do, I don't think this is Papa Bear, but listen, didn't we do something where it was like, oh, you have this NH, and you have that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then you hit it with Papa Bear.
Yes. Wait, that's...
And
yes,
then you
that's
go
it.
like
And then
that,
it's just the NH. Oh my god.
OH, and then it's just the NH. Maybe these two things happen separately. Maybe it happen in 2
These are
different steps.
speculations, class.
Speculations, but
Intellectual speculations, though.
educated guesses.
Educated guesses.
So this was the synthesis, but let's now move on to our next part of the video where we talk about it relating to our class.
So we're going to give a little bit more detail on one of the steps in the synthesis of salmeterol, and that is amination. So you can see right here we have a little bit of a mechanism drawn out where the lone pair of excess NH3 attacks the partially positive carbon of this primary alkyl halide, and then we just move through equilibrium and we get our final amine product. And so that's what happens right here with this molecule. We have a carbonyl and an alcohol halide, and then we react with excess NH3.
It's what we believe happens because this is just us relating it to our class.
What allegedly happens.
So, moving on. Oh, I did that. Okay, so we're just gonna ignore that, and we're here, and what we think happens is this becomes racemic in the synthesis. So we think that there's probably some Papa Bear going on here, big reduction.
Mm-hmm.
But we also know that when Papa Bear does a reduction on a group like this, it'll just go into that form alone. But clearly we maintain an alcohol group in that group. So what we're thinking is maybe there's a protecting group going on here. Maybe something protects this group, and then a reducing agent. Maybe it's not Papa Bear because that one goes crazy. You let it loose and it's like reduce.
Reduce everything.
So maybe just another reducing agent will reduce that and then unprotect and then reduce that and then, or just unprotect and
then we're left with our product.
And so then we're left with this product. So connections.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Thanks, Salmeterol, for keeping me alive. And
PSA.
disclaimer, it's actually out, so I didn't take any without I wasn't misusing my medication.
It's very important not to misuse
Don't
medication.
misuse it.
I think Dr. Joe would say, don't do drugs,
Yeah, not unless you need them,
which
which I do.
when you have asthma, probably should use salmeterol. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, bye.
Alright, so in this part, we are going to talk about what salmeterol does. So, essentially what it is a bronchodilator, but it is a long-acting bronchodilator. So there are two types. The short-acting is what you find with people that have already had an asthma attack. That is one that is happening that's like a rescue inhaler. Long-acting, you take them before in order to prevent asthma attacks from happening. So you take it just throughout the days. Salmeterol is also used to treat like COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, along with other things. It is not to be used in replace of a rescue inhaler. So there are other health risks that come with it as well. So that's what salmeterol does. It is a bronchodilator, which just opens up the bronchi. So it's a slam dunk.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about how salmeterol, which is a long-acting beta-2 agonist, works. It works the same way as short-acting beta-2 agonists, but it lasts way longer because compared to the SABAs, which only last about like 3 to 6 hours, the long-acting beta-2 agonist lasts about 12 hours-ish. Salmeterol works by activating what we're calling beta-2 adrenergic receptors, or adrenoreceptors for short. It makes it easier to pronounce too. And when salmeterol does activate these receptors, it goes through this pathway that I'm going to get into in a bit, and it leads to smooth muscle relaxation, which basically means that it'll open it'll open the airways in your lungs to make it easier to breathe. So these beta-2 adrenoreceptors can be found anywhere in the heart or lung tissues, and that's why I labeled this part the bronchioles, which is a structure found in the lungs, and this part cardiac myocytes, which is a structure found in the heart. And basically when salmeterol binds to this whole adrenoreceptor, it'll lead to activation of these G protein coupled receptors, and that'll increase the production of G protein alpha S, which are subunits that'll then activate this adenylate cyclase, and that'll lead to the production of more and more CAM protein receptors. So as I was saying before, when there's a whole bunch of CAM protein receptors that are being produced, it'll basically trigger this PKA signaling pathway. And make note of this, the PKA that we're talking about here is different from the PKA that we discussed with Dr. Joe. So the pKa in our chemistry class is basically, the numbers basically judge how strong an acid is, but here pK stands for protein kinase A, and here there are two different types of protein kinase A. So first, pKa reg will be activated, and that'll then activate pKa cat. And once these two CAMP-dependent kinase proteins are activated, that'll then lead to what we want, which is smooth muscle relaxation. The time it takes for us to achieve this smooth muscle relaxation through this LABA pathway is about 10 or 20 minutes after the LABA has activated this receptor. And basically, after those 10 or 20 minutes are up, the effects of this will continue to work for about 12 hours, like I mentioned before. But the reason that we don't use LABAs for sudden asthma attacks is because it takes those initial 10 or 20 minutes for the effects to actually take place. And that's the only thing that differentiates people who use SABAs versus LABAs. Basically, LABAs are used to prevent asthmatic attacks, but SABAs are used for those sudden attacks, which work faster than these LABAs.